Welcome to What You Missed Today from Voice of Emirates, an AI-powered daily news bulletin where we bring you a concise roundup of the top stories we have covered since this morning. From local, Arab and international news to economy, entertainment, sports and lifestyle. I'm the virtual presenter for Voice of Emirates. Now, let's begin with the highlights of what you may have missed today. Lebanon's Ministry of Public Health says the death toll from Israeli attacks since March 2nd has risen to more than 4,300, with over 12,000 people injured. Health officials say the latest strikes have increased pressure on hospitals and emergency services, while humanitarian agencies continue to warn of the worsening situation for civilians. The figures come amid ongoing regional efforts to de-escalate the conflict and secure a lasting ceasefire. Armenian President Vahan Khachaturian has approved the resignation of the country's government as part of the constitutional process ahead of appointing a new prime minister. The current cabinet will remain in a caretaker role until a new government is formed. Political consultations are now underway, with the parliamentary majority expected to nominate the next prime minister in the coming days. Moroccan authorities have released the first findings into the recent Ceuta border incident, confirming that initial investigations identified several cases linked to irregular migration attempts and gatherings near the border. Officials said security forces acted in accordance with the law, intensified border surveillance, and continue to investigate those involved. Morocco also reaffirmed its commitment to combating migrant smuggling and working with regional and international partners to address the root causes of irregular migration while protecting lives. And from the political news, the Israeli military says it has killed 2 Hamas field commanders in separate precision airstrikes targeting central and southern Gaza. According to the Israel Defense Forces, the commanders were involved in planning attacks against Israeli troops and military positions. The military said measures were taken to reduce civilian harm during the operations, as Israeli forces continue their activities across the Gaza Strip. Armenian President Vahan Khachaturian has formally accepted the resignation of Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan's government, in line with constitutional procedures. Following the first session of the newly elected parliament, the outgoing cabinet will continue serving in a caretaker capacity until a new government is formed. The parliamentary majority is expected to nominate a new prime minister, with the appointment to follow under Armenia's constitutional process. U.S. President Donald Trump has warned that the United States could face a migration surge similar to the recent Ceuta crisis if Republicans lose the upcoming midterm elections. Speaking during a televised cabinet meeting at Camp David, Trump described the events in Spain as a warning of what he called an invasion, blaming Democratic immigration policies and urging voters to back Republican candidates ahead of the November elections. And from the business news, trading on the UAE's financial markets exceeded 326.16 billion AED during the first 7 months of 2026, with the combined market capitalization of listed companies reaching 3.85 trillion dirhams. The Abu Dhabi Securities Exchange accounted for 194.31 billion dirhams in trading, while the Dubai financial market recorded 131.85 billion dirhams. UAE stock markets also ended July on a positive note, reflecting continued investor confidence and strong market performance. Jordan has received $188 million in new financing from the International Monetary Fund after completing key reviews of its economic reform programs. The funding includes support under the Extended Fund Facility and the Resilience and Sustainability Facility, aimed at strengthening economic stability, improving resilience, and advancing structural reforms. The IMF praised Jordan's macroeconomic performance despite ongoing regional challenges. Iraq's oil sector is facing mounting pressure as exports and revenues continue to decline during 2026. Official figures show that oil export volumes and financial returns in the first half of the year fell sharply compared with the same period in 2025, reflecting the impact of regional conflicts, disrupted shipping routes, and volatile energy markets. The downturn poses a major challenge for Iraq, where oil remains the primary source of government income. And from the science and technology news, a next-generation Starlink satellite has captured remarkable images of SpaceX's Starship while in space, marking a new milestone in commercial space observation. The footage, recorded during Starship's 13th test flight, provides an unprecedented orbital view of the spacecraft as it performed in-space maneuvers. The achievement highlights the growing capabilities of satellite technology in documenting and supporting future deep space missions to the Moon and Mars. Apple has captured the largest share of global smartphone market revenue in the second quarter of 2026, reinforcing its dominance in the premium smartphone segment. According to a recent market report, the company benefited from strong demand for high-end iPhones, stable pricing, and the strength of its brand despite slowing global smartphone shipments. The results highlight Apple's continued leadership in generating industry revenue worldwide. Scientists are closely monitoring a fast-moving space object believed to be part of a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket, which is expected to collide with the Moon in the coming days at a speed of around 5,400 miles per hour. Researchers say the impact could create a new crater and eject a large plume of lunar dust, offering a rare opportunity to study lunar collisions and improve future space mission planning. The object's exact identity, however, remains under investigation. And what you might missed from the art and entertainment news, Jordanian singer Bashar al-Sarhan will headline the closing ceremony of the 40th Jarash Festival for Culture and Arts, after Egyptian star Tamer Hosni withdrew following the death of his father. The festival's final concert will also feature Jordanian artists Ghada Abbasi and Najm al-Salman. Organizers announced that attendance will be free of charge with advance electronic registration, while ticket holders for Tamer Hosni's cancelled concert will receive full refunds. A senior official at the European Central Bank has warned that climate change and environmental degradation now pose a direct threat to the stability of the global financial system. The official urged banks to strengthen risk assessments and integrate climate-related factors into their long-term strategies, stressing that extreme weather events and ecosystem loss could have far-reaching economic and financial consequences if left unaddressed. Netflix is facing a $105 million lawsuit after an unencrypted hard drive containing the only master copy of the unreleased Nicolas Cage film Fortitude was reportedly stolen from its Los Angeles offices. The filmmakers claim the incident has jeopardized the movie's commercial value and increased the risk of piracy. Netflix denies liability, saying the film was delivered without standard security protections, while confirming it is investigating the incident and monitoring piracy websites. We conclude our roundup with the top sports news stories you might have missed. Real Madrid has welcomed FIFA's decision to abandon its proposal to partially sell the commercial rights of its competitions, describing the move as a victory for football. In an official statement, the club praised UEFA, continental federations, and football institutions for defending the interests of the game. Real Madrid stressed that the World Cup is a public sporting heritage and should never be treated as a commercial asset for private investors. The Confederation of African Football, CAF, has confirmed that the preliminary round draws for the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederation Cup will take place on August 6th at its headquarters in Cairo. The Confederation Cup draw will be held first, followed by the Champions League draw. Both ceremonies will be streamed live on CAF's official YouTube channel as clubs across Africa learn their opening round opponents for the 2026-27 season. That was your roundup of what you may have missed today from Voice of Emirates. For the full stories, visit our website and follow us on social media for the latest updates. Thank you for watching. See you next time.